Well, hello there, fellers. I'm out here today taking a little hike. My little spouse dropped me off about 12 miles from home, and I'm going to have to spend the night in the woods out here in the mountains of Virginia. So I'm going to tape a little bit of this hike, let you all see a little bit of what Bland County Survivor Man does when he goes on a hike. Alright, fellers, found a few raspberries. Looks like the deer have come around and got the ripe ones, but I tell you what, there's still some here that's look like they're going to be good enough to eat. Not too bad. One thing about it, you get a little blast of sugar, and moisture out of them things. Now this, my friends, is something you definitely don't want to get yourself mixed up with in the woods. That is poison oak. A very huge patch of it. You get that on you and you're going to be one itchy little human being. So I wanted y'all to see that poison oak, and in a few minutes we'll probably find the cure for poison oak here. Okay, I haven't found the poison ivy cure yet, but here's some stuff that you can use for poison ivy. This is just plain old planting right here. You see it growing all over your backyard all the time. Back in these rich dark woods, this stuff really gets big. You can actually rub this plant on poison ivy, and it will help the itch too. But when we find some jewelweed, I'll show you what jewelweed looks like. So that plant right there, you can just eat that just like lettuce. Alrighty guys, there it is. There's those touch-me-nots. And there is the cure for poison ivy. And they take over backyards and little damp spots just like that right there. But you get poison ivy on you, you take that plant right there. Look how these little segments are. In between those little segments, I don't know if I can get that close enough or not. There's little gobs of moisture in there. You just take that moisture right out of that plant and you rub that right on your poison ivy. Okay, we really have a beautiful county. I'm going to show you some ugly stuff here. Big old power lines. And I can actually hear that power sizzling just like a piece of bacon in a frying pan. There's the sign that says State Route 612 is 3 miles back that way. So I'm 3 miles into this hike. This particular road ends in 6 miles, and I've got a few more miles to go after that. But anyway, just wanted you all to see this scene right here. We're looking in there towards grape field right there. Now that stuff right there is crown fetch. The state plants on the sides of roads to take over the banks to keep from erosion. Now right here is where the gravel ends and the fun begins. See where that hump is, that last hump? That's where I started at, way back over there where that little light's flashing on top of that mountain. Here's another plant I want you folks to see, especially you ladies. Ladies, this plant right here which is in bloom right now. It's called black cohosh. And if you're ever out in the mountains and you're stuck, you're lost, and you are having some menstrual problems, this is the plant that you use. The root of this plant you boil and drink the tea off of, and this is reported to relieve cramps and things like that. If you don't believe me, just go to Walmart and see if they don't have this plant right there on the shelf. Okay, there's one thing I've been looking for. There's a bear track. You see where he went? Size of that track. It's a pretty good size old bear. Look back there at it, see? Pretty good sized bear. I don't know exactly when he went through there, but there's some, not only that, but there's some deer tracks too in that mud. So the old bear passed by this way. Guys, that's a big old pile of bear crap right there. Sun is just about gone down over the horizon up there. I just heard a loud cracking and banging in the brush. I never did hear any snorting. That would indicate that that was a deer. So it possibly could have been this bear right here. So guess we'll have to watch out over here in Bland County this evening. Just hopefully he won't be so hungry he wants to tackle me. Folks, I'm getting a little tired, but guess what? At 5:30 I started on this hike, and this hike is about 11.5 miles. It's now 8:47 and I am 10.5 miles into this hike. So there's no use in me spending the night in the woods when my bed is only about 1.5 miles away. So guys, hope you had fun hiking in Bland County with Bland County Survivor Man. Come out and see us in Bland County sometime. Be glad to take you hiking. And guys, that's another tip from your Bland County Survivor Man. Have a nice day.